Natural History, Marimo Moss Balls. Hello and welcome to this episode in my new Natural History playlist of Hidden History, the channel that explores what the textbook ignores. I'm your host, Andria Redlin. I'm an author, graphic arts student, history lover, and I like to dig deep into history's graveyard to find the details that you won't find in the textbooks. The weirder, the better. I don't know about you, but at the end of a long work week, I am really glad that today's Friday. I hope that you all had a great St. Patrick's Day. The hubster and I went out to dinner for corned beef sandwiches, which was awesome. And while eating them, I was so glad that my last video was all about the origins of St. Patrick's Day, because now I know why we eat corned beef that day. And if you want to know too, then please feel free to check out that video, which is in the Hidden History Holidays playlist. I'll wait. It probably seems like every one of my videos announces a new playlist category, but history is an umbrella term with more material than I'll live long enough to cover, and that's part of the reason I chose it. It'll keep me from being bored until they lock me up one of these days. Anyways, welcome new subscribers. If you aren't one of them, welcome to you anyway. Thanks for being here. It was getting kind of lonely by myself. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about balls. No, not that kind of pervert. Come with me as we head back in time to the bottom of a lake, where we're going to learn all about these intriguing and strange little green plants that look just like Irish snowman poop, the Marimo Moss Ball. I've always wanted to talk about balls on my channel. I wonder, how many times can I get away with saying the word ball in this episode? I swear one of these days I'm going to be committed, and it'll probably be by you lot. Now, I first came across these little green balls of cuteness when I first saw them being sold in sealed jars at a local gift shop. Eager to know more about them, but not willing to cough up $25 for a plant that was smaller than a grape, I contented myself with taking a photo of the description sign and making a mental note to dive into the research bit later. And boy, oh boy, did I find a wealth of information. And when I did, I just knew I had to get my hands on some balls myself. Maybe more than a few. Maybe I wanted enough to create some sort of aquatic version of the big dongo family. So I went online, ordered some, and now I wait. But not patiently. I am not a patient person. So what is a Marimo Moss Ball, and where are they found? Well, my hidden ones, these funny little green balls of hairy squishiness only have a handful of natural habitats around the world, like Japan, Iceland, and Scotland. They love cold, shallow lakes, and unlike most plants, they're not fans of the sun. Kind of like me. I hate the sun. You want me to get sick? Take me to the beach and I'll die faster than Superman sipping a kryptonite cocktail. Now, you might be wondering why I keep saying Marimo instead of Marimo. As a person who's learning Japanese through self-study, it's important to me to have accurate word pronunciation, not only on Japanese words, but also on all non-English words. And yeah, I know I'll probably make some mistakes along the way, and you'll probably let me know in the comment section, but I'm human, which basically means that I screw things up a lot. Incidentally, Marimo is a Japanese word meaning seaweed ball, mo meaning seaweed, and mari meaning ball. And though Marimos are called seaweed balls, they're actually not seaweed. They're a form of algae that grow in a round shape, resembling not so much a form of fish tank scum as they do an aquatic tumbleweed. They roll with the current to maintain that beautiful round physique, because balls just don't look right unless they're nice and round. Funny, all I have to do to maintain my round physique is just to eat too much chocolate. And I do. Marimos were first discovered in Lake Zell in Austria in 1820 by a dude named Anton Sauter, who probably muttered a few well-placed what the hecks when he first spotted them, as I would. They're mostly found in cold freshwater lakes, and the bottom of Lake Akan in Japan is where an estimated 6 million make their home, enough to make the big dongo family very jealous. Marimo, 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 big algae family. Fans of the Clannad anime will definitely get that reference. And I hope they like the Big Dango family song, because I really do. And since we're in Japan, here's a little tidbit of their cultural significance there. Two lovers, forbidden from one another, a lake divides their people. And there's your Avatar: The Last Airbender reference for the day. You're welcome. And yes, I'm a huge fan of the show. So in Japan, an old folk tale involving a noblewoman and a commoner who run away together because, as you guessed, their love is forbidden, just like in almost every love story in the world. Anyways, instead of escaping, they fall into Lake Akan and die together by drowning. Not exactly my idea of a great honeymoon, but the story goes on to say that their cold, dead hearts gave birth to the first Marimo Moss Balls. How romantic. Hopefully when I die, my heart won't turn into balls, as that would take some explaining to the coroner. I also read another version of this story in which the lovers don't die, but get to live out their lives in some magical forest somewhere together, and the first Marimos appeared in the lake as a sign of their undying love, which is one reason they're popular Valentine's Day gifts in Japan, though I really don't know how two lovers living in a magical forest could make algae balls appear in a lake, but okay, it's a fable. I'll just go with it. So they make really great Valentine gifts in Japan, and guys are probably like, here you are, my dear, in token of my love, I present you with this furry clump of algae. Ugh. So in 1921, Marimos became a national treasure in Japan, where they're considered symbols of good luck, and they're often handed down from generation to generation due to their really long lifespan. Every year, a 3-day festival is held at Lake Akan to celebrate these little green balls of wonder. So, do you want to be a Marimo mama? A Marimo's favorite habitat may be at the bottom of a lake, about 8 feet below the surface of the water. But with a proper environment, you can have them thrive in your own home. Even if you're like me and have the tendency to kill every plant you adopt. And even if you're like me and you do that, you should still be able to raise a fine crop of balls if you keep the following tips in mind. 1. Plan where your balls are going. What I mean by that is, make sure you have a space for the habitat in your home that is out of direct sunlight. These plants are like vampires. Keep them out of the sun. And keep me out of the sun or I will die. 2. Decide what you want them to live in. A fish tank or a small bowl or even a glass jar is fine. But make sure any inhabitants in the water who live there aren't the type that like to nibble on your algae balls. 3. Use filtered water and change it about once every 2 weeks. Keep it open to the air to allow oxygen to circulate. And keep that water at a cooler temperature. No one likes hot balls, okay? So make sure that water is at room temperature or cooler. Don't be a Marimoron and kill them with too much heat and light. Now remember, if you take good care of your balls, they will stay green and grow at the rate of 5 millimeters a year. The slow growth rate is kind of good because at least you won't have to worry about them outgrowing their habitat in a short time, unlike your children. And how big can your balls get? Well, the world's largest Marimo is about 40 inches wide, but it took about 200 years for that to happen. So don't worry about giant balls filling your fish tank. So where do you find Marimo Moss Balls for sale? Sometimes you can find them at aquarium stores, but you can also order them online, as they can survive for a few weeks in the mail, even in the winter. I know, right? If you choose to get them online, buy from reputable dealers like plantsforpets.com or aquaticarts.com, which I'll link both those places below. Don't buy them from places like the Little Shop of Horrors that will sell you counterfeit balls that are just foam with moss glued on the outside. Those balls will never grow. So what are you waiting for? Adopt a couple of balls today and enjoy watching them grow as they age. I know I will. Mine are coming in the mail really soon, and hopefully I'll finally own a plant that even I can keep alive. Well, my hidden ones, that's all I have for you today in this natural history episode of Hidden History. Thanks for putting up with me and my excessive use of the word balls. For fun, if you happen to know how many times I said it in the video, post it in the comments along with any other natural history topics you want to hear about. Until next time, stay hidden. This video was sponsored by Winter Moon Designs, the only place to find hidden history merchandise. We hope you'll continue to support this channel and make it grow like a Marimo Moss Ball. Thanks for watching.